Hi guys, this is just haphazardly tossed together, if you will. I'm getting ready to tear this down. I figured, you know what, before I tear this apart, because I'll never put this back together like this ever again, I figured, maybe I should document this. So that's all I'm doing. Now, there's some very interesting things going on here. If you're new to my channel, this will kind of really get your attention. Nothing is faked. There are no edits in this. I try to do everything I can to be on the up and up. In this particular case, I don't have to show you what's underneath the table, but I will. There's nothing underneath here. You can see there's just nothing here. I get people leaving comments go, how come you never show us underneath the table? Because there's nothing to show. But that's a good point. Okay, so, and I also have a new iPhone I've had for a little while. These magnets don't screw with the image. I have a couple of videos called The Magnet and the Paperclip and something else. And the heavy flux was just doing all kinds of things to the video. And people thought I was goofing with the video, creating edits and faking things. No, it's the furthest from the truth. In fact, let me confess to something here. And this is a hardcore confession. What I'm doing here, who you all say, many of you saying I faked it, this can't be possible. Guess what, guys? I learned this simple basic trick using metal to shield magnets in 7th grade science class. It was a simple science class, experiment. Guys, if you go get a 7th grade science book, you'll probably find the magnetic experiment, how magnets and metal, interact with each other and how metal will detour, reduce magnetism and help to shun the flux. So there's nothing new going on here. Stop, guys. Stop telling me I'm faking this crap. I'm tired of that nonsense. It's just you all out there who you happen to be, you're all just very ignorant of how all of this works. And therefore, because your mind can't wrap around what it is I'm doing, you all start accusing me of faking all this stuff. Go do this yourself. And you'll realize I haven't faked anything in any of my videos. Okay, this is what I want to show you here. If you're new to my channel, then check this out. If you're not new to my channel, well, this is still going to prove to be interesting. Even though I'm just kind of goofing off and having some fun, the implications of this is very serious. Okay, so what we have here is 4 stators. The one I built originally years ago. The second one I built. The third one I built, which was pretty darn decent. And then the 4th one I built, which is my premium stator. This is the one you see in all my videos. Here, we pull it off. Stuck to it because of magnetism. You all should recognize this, at least many of you. Okay, and that's open face right there. You can't see it, but there are raw magnets there, and on the back side, it's got what do you call it? There's no magnetism on the back. Here, I'll show you. See, my screwdriver doesn't want to stick to it. Doesn't want to stick to it here, but if I come around to the front, boom. Okay, so that's the approach behind my James Roney Stators. So anyway, I'm just using an old science trick from 7th grade, and I have taken it to a whole new level. Okay, so what happens here is that this is, when the magnet is here, there's 2 of these, by the way. There's one here, there's one way over here, right there. Okay, this is in attraction mode. Both of them are in attraction mode. So when this goes here, this magnet sees the steel. Okay, so that's attraction mode. If I let go of this, it'll take off. Whoops, wrong way. Why is it going backwards? Okay, there you go. If I don't have it close enough, it doesn't see the steel. Plus, this is jerry-rigged. Okay, so anyway, as it gets here, it's neutral because north and south are dead in the center, and the opposing force, which is here because like forces repel each other, now it's here. Now it wants to repel it. If I let go, it wants to repel it. Okay? and then it goes into attraction mode here. So it leaps. This magnet leaps from here. It leaps to the next one, does the same thing. Leaps to this one, does the same thing. Oops. These are not fastened in. They're just kind of sitting there. And then it goes to this last one. So we've got 4 stators lined up. Now, here's what's interesting. I'm not breaking, in my opinion, I'm not breaking any laws of physics. I think what it is that we have a law of physics that's been accepted as valid. When I believe what's going on, it's not a valid law. Nobody really figured out how to beat or overcome Newton's third law of motion. So therefore, everybody thought it was true and correct. Well, guess what? It's not. I can prove it to you. Here's your proof. Watch this. Let me let this go backwards. Remember I said it only goes one way. These are my one-way stators, so I'm going to let this magnet go back. And watch what happens. Stops. Bring it up a little higher, maybe a little bit more speed. Here we go. Oop, stops. See, it doesn't go through. Okay? However, if I take the same magnet, bring it all the way around here, give it a little bit of a nudge, watch this. Ugh. And it kicks it out at the end. Look how far it went. Way up there. It's going to come back. See, it won't go through. But if we take the magnet, the same magnet here, just different one, because there's one on each side, give this a little bit of a nudge. It wants to go through. Watch how it kicks out at the end. Let's try to do that again. See how it speeds up at the last minute? Boom. It just shoots right out. That's not supposed to happen. But it doesn't go in the other direction. This is known among us magnet heads. It's called the sticky spot. It's where the magnets stick and they won't continue to progress. And that's why, like the V-gate, there's a sticky spot. So you have to resolve that issue by lowering and raising the armature on the magnet that's driving the V-gate around in circles. Okay? So, if you think I faked this, either go read your 7th grade science book and get a copy of it somewhere, or just go do this yourself. I have videos online that shows you how I build these things. They're easy to build. Let me tell you something. They're time consuming to build, and you can cut yourself real good, real easy, and real quick before you know what happens. Okay, before you knew what happened. So, put this back. Okay, so I just want to bring you all up to date to document what's going on here before I tear all of this down. Okay? And I want to let you all know, one last food of thought. The reason I'm making sure I'm thorough and documenting everything, even if something is silly, what I believe is just kind of stupid. But it turns out maybe it's not that stupid after all, because I was just goofing around. That's what inventors do. They just screw around with stuff. And this works really sweet. So I wanted to make sure this knowledge is out there on the web, because I'm not patenting anything. There's no patents. It's all open source. Just go explore my channel, figure out how and where my lessons are, and you'll see how this is done, and then you can start. There's 2, 3, maybe 4 YouTube channels out there, at least there used to be, where they've taken what I've done and they've built lots of stators themselves. And they're like, couldn't believe how well these stators work. They're like flabbergasted. I've actually copied some of their videos and reposted them without their permission because they disappeared. I don't know what happened to them. A lot of people get involved in their channels and they just get bored and they walk away. And anyway, so that's here nor there. Let me let you go. Thank you so much for your time. More so, I've received a lot of really, really nice messages. Thank you to all who have left those messages for me. And thank you to many of you who have messaged me privately. I don't divulge any names, people who message me privately. Whatever you say to me remains private. It's just between me, you, and the fence post. I promise you. So anyway, I'm gone, and I'll let you see this one more time, see how this kicks us out all of a sudden. This is, oh, by the way, Murphy's Law says that it's equal and opposite reaction, which means it would stop here, come back, stop somewhere in here, come back, go here, stop somewhere, and it would go back and forth, and somewhere in the middle it would rest when it finally found its equilibrium. So it would just stop in the middle somewhere. Okay, that is not what's going on here. This means Newton's third law of motion is actually incorrect. So watch this one last time and watch how it kicks it out. Ooh. Ooh, see, it kicked it right on out. All right, guys, it's late. I'm tired, and I'm going to bed. Thank you guys for allowing me to entertain you. Take care now. Bye-bye.